Hi, fifth grade. I hope you're doing well. This week we are going to be learning, we're in chapter 33, so one more chapter after this, and we're going to be learning about Jesus Christ is promised for the week. But let's start with prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your promises. We thank you for your answers to prayer. We thank you that you are with us, Lord. I just pray that you would continue to be with everybody in this situation that's just not normal, Lord. I pray that you would help us to lean on you and to look to you for guidance and direction. I pray all these things in your name. Amen. Today we're going to be talking about Jesus Christ and divine prophet. Jesus Christ, divine prophet. Your memory verse for the week is John 8:58, and it says this: I tell you the truth, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. Read that again. This is John 8:58. I tell you the truth, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. Meaning, God. Jesus has always been, just like God has always been, the Holy Spirit has always been. There's really no beginning, and there's no beginning and end to him. Yes, he was born on earth, but Jesus has always been a part of the Godhead. Hair on my face. And so he was explaining that he has always been around. Okay. We are going to read the following verses and then give a short we're going to read the verse and then talk about how each verse talks about the Messiah. We're going to read Luke 24:19. Luke 24. Luke 24:19 says, What things? He asked. About Jesus of Nazareth, they replied. He was a prophet, powerful in word and deed, before God and all people. So Jesus was a prophet, mighty in deed and word. Now we're going to read Acts 3:20-24. Acts 3:20-24. And it says, and that he may send the Christ, who has been appointed for you, even Jesus. He must remain in heaven until the time comes for God to restore everything, as he promised long ago through the holy prophets. For Moses said, the Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among your own people. You must listen to everything he tells you. Anyone who does not listen to him will be completely cut off from among his people. Indeed, all the prophets from Samuel on, as many as have spoken, have foretold these things, foretold these days. Okay. Moses said God would raise up a prophet from among the people whom everyone should listen to, or they would be utterly destroyed or cut off. from their people. Now we're going to read Deuteronomy 18, verses 18 through 19. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 18 through 19 says, I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers. I will put my words in his mouth, and he will tell them everything I commanded him. If anyone does not listen to my words that the prophet speaks in my name, I myself will call him to account. God would put his words in the prophet's mouth. This is all talking about Jesus being a divine prophet. Jesus came as the divine prophet, perfectly revealing and completing the Old Testament teaching. Now we're going to read Matthew 5:17. Matthew 5:17. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. What was Jesus' purpose for coming to earth? Jesus did not come to destroy the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them or complete them. Jesus clearly explained the true meaning of the law and exposed the legalistic approach of the Jewish leadership. His role as a prophet was confirmed by his words, others' testimonies, his ministry, prophecy, and teaching. Jesus explained further in Matthew 28:34-40 that love fulfills the law. He is God, Yahweh, or Lord. His authoritative teachings are forever superior to any human teaching. So that's the lesson part. We're going to talk about your workbook page for a minute. Many of the religious leaders during Jesus' time were careful to follow the law with their actions and their public words to look good. But they did not follow the law with their inner thoughts and attitudes. They were obeying the letter of the law, which means the exact, precise wording of the law, but not the spirit of the law. which means what God intended through the law. They were obeying the letter of the law, exactly what it said. So, if we have a law and it says not to murder, okay? So you obey, you don't go out and kill somebody, but you're going out and you're saying bad things about people. And so when you say bad things about people, that is having bad thoughts against them. You know, you might not physically be murdering them, but you want to do harm to them in your heart. Okay? So you might have not broken the physical law, but spiritually you've harmed them by either saying bad things about them, by either thinking bad things about them. We're all created in God's image. So we need to make sure that we're lifting each other up and not tearing each other down. Here's another example. When you are scolded by a parent for not cleaning your room, even if you go and do it, like even if you go and clean your room, okay? But if you're doing it with like grumbling and complaining and being like, oh, I don't want to do this, your heart's not in it. And so you're still not fully obeying, because we're supposed to do everything without grumbling and complaining. When he did obey, he grumbled and did it with an angry attitude or spirit. As a prophet, Jesus explained that the Old Testament teachings emphasized the importance of having the right heart attitude and consistently doing and saying things that pleased God. So even if you go and you do something, if you're not happy about it, if you're always complaining, then that's not following the law. Believers should listen with and obey from their heart, deepening their relationship with God. Jesus first changes a person's heart, and then the Holy Spirit dwells and empowers that individual to obey and live in God's strength. So it's a process. First the heart is changed, and then the Holy Spirit comes along and helps us to continue to obey and listen and live a life that we should. So that was lesson 33.1, Jesus Christ, Divine Prophet. That's it for today. We'll talk to you next time. Bye. God bless.